Hello everybody and welcome to this episode of Chad Battles. I'm Josh and I'm here to play some Goryo's Vengeance. Now, why Goryo's Vengeance? Now, Goryo's Vengeance is a great deck at the moment just because the quality and amount of graveyard hate we see in the meta at the moment, particularly in Modern, is either not great in terms of we can't answer the graveyard hate because we can. There's lots of graveyard hate pieces that are currently played in Modern that this deck can deal with, particularly main board and obviously sideboard options. But it's the explosiveness and the life swing that this deck brings. Now, a lot of the best deck in the format being Boros Energy. Boros Energy find it very hard to deal with a reanimated Gristlebrand or an Atraxa. You know, the life swing is mental plus the card advantage. It really favors like a really high aggressive meta, and this deck, or this build particularly, is more attuned to a highly aggressive meta. Now, going through the deck now, well, the primary game plan of this deck is to get one of your fatties, whether it be a Atraxa or Gristlebrand, into the bin, and then reanimate it using Goryo's Vengeance at instant speed. Now, the second part of the combo is after you've attacked and gained your life, you will then ephemerate your creature to negate the Goryo's Vengeance trigger, which is exile your creature at the beginning of the next end step. Now, if you ephemerate that creature, it will negate that trigger, so the trigger will happen, but the creature is a sort of fresh creature because of ephemerate, so it won't die or won't be exiled. So then you've got a permanent big fatty on the battlefield, a big problem for your opponent. The other reanimate spell that we've got on there is Late to Dinner. Now, there's two ways of approaching this. You've got Emperor of Bones or Late to Dinner. Now, I was on Emperor of Bones for a while, but I found it really weak to removal. But also, you know, a lot of blue decks at the moment are playing Spell Snare, and that just it's really efficient removal for Emperor of Bones. Late to Dinner gets around Spell Snare, it gets around Fatal Pushes, it gets around Galvanic Discharges, it gets around all that sort of stuff. And you get instant value from your creature. Sure, you don't get the immediate life swing, but you get a permanently reanimated Gristlebrand or Atraxa for the same mana investment as a 2 mana for the Emperor Bones plus the 2 mana to reanimate the thing. Now, Emperor Bones is a threat in itself, and Late to Dinner in itself isn't, but Late to Dinner can be pitched to Solitude if you don't need it, and the extra text on Late to Dinner, gaining a food token, can be quite relevant in a aggro meta. Now, this build in the 1-drop slot, you've got the 4 Ephemerates. Ephemerate's great in this version of deck playing Phalange Archaeologists, because Phalange can often, with Ephemerate, can often see up to 9 cards. You know, the actual casting of Phalange itself, getting the trigger off that, then Ephemerate it, another trigger, and then the rebounded Ephemerate to get a further 3 cards in the bin. Phalange is great in an aggro meta because it's a really good blocker. It's if it soaks up a removal spell, that's good because it's not not getting pointed towards your frog, which is your secondary game plan. And then often enough times you can make this a 1/4 if you're suspecting a Galvanic Discharge or a Bolt or something. So you can still get value in blocking, buying you time, and then hopefully leading on to your combo. The longer this deck plays out for, the more inevitability it has. You know, finding your combo pieces, finding the your Goryo's Vengeance or a fatty, and then discarding it. So the longer this deck goes out or plays out, the better. That's why I really like this deck into sort of grindy matchups as well, like your Dimir Frogs or your Jeskai Wizards or all that sort of stuff. They tend to be a bit more grindy. This deck shines there as well. The bad thing about this deck, before we move on to the rest of the cards, is the failure rate. Now, I'll talk about the failure rate in a bit. So your discard outlets are your Psychic Frog and your Tainted Indulgences. Often card advantage or card selection, and then you can then enable your game plan by putting your fatty in the bin. This is also playing 2 copies of Thoughtseize in the main board. Really well in this deck because it strips their interaction so you can go off, but also you can Thoughtseize yourself as a discard outlet. So this is sort of like the 9th and 10th discard outlet too. Prismatic Ending as a sort of 1 mana plus removal is great because it deals with things like spell bombs or awkward artifacts, or Tamios, Ragavans, awkward bits of things that your opponent's doing, you can just completely get rid of that. Great bit of removal is sorcery speed, unfortunately, but it's great. It's also ups your white count for Solitude. Your free pitch spells, then you've got Force Negation and Solitude. Solitude is great with Ephemerate. It often feels broken. It can be a pseudo board wipe in that respect. You know, pitch a Solitude, Ephemerate it. You've exiled 2 of your opponent's cards, and you've got a 3/2 life linker. And then your Force Negation, because Goryo's Vengeance is a instant speed spell, you can use Force Negation to protect your combo. This list is also running 2 copies of Pest Control. Sort of the same ilk as Prismatic Ending. Get rid of loads of 1-0 mana rude things that your opponent's doing. But I'm only playing this because of the cycle and effect too, because you can cycle this card to dig into your combo. So you can essentially make this deck a 58 card deck. At worst, this is a cycle away. It's white too, so you can pitch it to Solitude. We'll talk about that mana base now before we move on to the sideboard. So an Esper mana base, but with a splash for an Underground Mortuary. Now this was the blue green Surveyor Land, I forget what it's called, but I found that black mana was very important in this deck. So having 2 black pits was often more important than having 2 blue pips, mainly so you can cast a discard spell into a Goryo's Vengeance, whether it be a Frog or a Tainted Indulgence into a Goryo's Vengeance. The black mana is really important, so I swapped this to the Underground Mortuary. 20 lands in this deck, which may seem odd because, you know, your curve is 4 mana. However, 4 of these lands are Surveyor lands, and you've also got your Tainted Indulgences to draw your cards, as well as your Psychic Frog to draw your cards. So often enough, you will hit your 4th, 5th, potentially 6th mana drop. You will in grindy games cast Atraxa and Gristlebrand. I did it. I played 2 RCQs in this weekend, and I hard cast Gristlebrand once, and it was just won me the game outright. So it does happen in grindy games. Moving on to the sideboard then. Oh, just one on the mana base. It does play 1 of each basic land because the mana base is one of the weaknesses of this deck, and being Blood Mooned out is something you don't want to happen. So yeah, make sure you're playing all the Esper sort of basic lands there. It's a blue deck, so we start with 4 Consigned to Memories as baseline. So Consigned to Memory is great against the Eldrazi. Brood-Scale is a deck that is in favour at the moment, and also the black-white Flicker decks. It has great text against those decks there, but also Consigned to Memory has text against other decks. Amulet Titan has text there, etc. I hate we have to play 4 of these, but Consigned to Memory is a conversation for a different time. Really great in this deck, because what you can do in this deck as well, when you board in Consigned to Memories, you can shave on your Ephemerates, because they sort of do the same thing. Because Goryo's Vengeance is a end-step trigger, that trigger can be Consigned to Memories. So essentially, you're in this deck, it's got added text, because you can essentially swap Ephemerates out for Consigned to Memories and Consigned to Memory matchups. 2 Fatal Pushes. Now, these were originally for me 2 Orum's Chants, but I went, because I wanted to be more aggro focused, or aggro or less weak to aggro. I put in 2 Fatal Pushes. This answers a lot of the problem cards in Blink decks, for example, Euphalia, but also your opponent's Emperor Bones, which is a problem for you, especially if you're on the Phalagia list, because often enough you might not have a choice to put a fatty in the bin. But it also answers Ragavans. It can answer other people's Frogs. There's a lot of text for Fatal Push, and Fatal Push felt great on the weekend. Celestial Purge, 1 copy of. This is an answer to most of the problematic permanents that you'll face. You know, your Phlages, your Goblin Bombardments. If you ever see Leyline of the Void, which I don't think I've ever seen Leyline of the Void recently, you know, that those sort of your Overlord of the Baelmerks, those sort of things. It has text against a lot of things in the meta right now. So 1 copy of Celestial Purge there. Your counter sort of pieces are 2 Mystical Disputes, great against Frogs, great against Counterspell, great against Spell Snares, all that good stuff. Just a lot of good text for a lot of problematic blue cards out there. Great against Belcher, that sort of stuff. 2 copies of Teferi, really, if you land this, often enough you just win, because you shut off a lot of people's interaction, particularly, well, stack interaction anyway. if your stack is free and you know you've got you can cast a Goryos, the pathway is clear to just win there. Subtlety, I did have a lot of players, or I've seen Goryos lists playing the Ellie Norn, the one that stops your opponent's ETB triggers, but I found that Subtlety to be better because it's a threat in itself, but it really works well with Ephemerate too. So you can Ephemerate, you can. I've won games before where I've cast a Subtlety, return their creature to the top of the deck. They've recast it, and then you Ephemerate it, and you've essentially time walked them. It's great. And then Wrath of Skies is the premier removal, premier board wipe in Modern right now. Answer Sagas, awkward artifacts, awkward enchantments, etc. Really great card, catch-all card, and this deck can utilize it pretty well. I've been struggling with this deck against Zoo particularly, so Teferi has been Teferi's one of those cards I've been thinking about bringing in against Zoo, because often enough they'll play like a Fatia Kavu or something, and they back it up with some sort of counter magical protection, stubborn denials, etc. So I've upped my Teferi count because of that as well. But that I've also added the fatal pushes of Orange Champ because of that, because I'm struggling with Ragavans, Kavus, that sort of stuff. Really interesting deck to get involved with. I mentioned before about the failure rate. Now, I did 2 RCQs the weekend before recording this, and I lost to the finals in one and the semis, the quarters in another, and both times was just because I didn't find a fatty, even after cantripping, and it happens. That your 6 fatties could just be in the bottom half of your deck. The failure rate is there. It's one of those things that's the most frustrating part of this deck, but the power of this deck and the utility of this deck and these colours is really well. It really well justifies playing this deck, in my opinion. So what we'll do now is we'll run a league. Hopefully we can see the good parts of the deck, the bad parts of the deck, and hopefully go into a bit of sideboarding too. And then we'll do a little wrap up at the end. Just before we do that, though, I will say that there's different ways to build this deck. I've already alluded to the Emperor Bones way of building this deck. Playing Emperor Bones instead of Late to Dinners. Usually along the lines of playing with Ketramos in this, because Ketramos can fit into this deck. The problem I've found with Ketramos is that often enough, it's a card I don't really want to see in this deck. I just want to do my combo. And Ketramos, yeah, it can draw your cards, it can swing your life total and all that sort of stuff. It takes some setup. Now, I've always said that Ketramos is a Psychic Frog card, and this is a Psychic Frog deck. You see it in the sort of black-white flicker deck splashing for blue. I believe that, even though they play Psychic Frog, I believe that blue is mainly for Consigned to Memory, because I don't know if they struggle with Eldrazi decks, I'm not sure. But they're a Ketramos deck for Frog, and it works well there. So the theory is that it works well in this deck. I found that it didn't. But if you are playing Ketramos, I would have Emperor Bones over Late to Dinner, because it enables that game strategy too. Another way to build this deck is, instead of Phalange Archaeologist, you've got Tamiyo. Now, Tamiyo, in theory, is great because you can play Tamiyo turn 1, then take an Indulgent turn 2, and then you've got a flipped Tamiyo. I found that even though Tamiyo technically is an anti-aggro card, it wasn't enough of an anti-aggro card for me. And the amount of interaction, especially early turn interaction at the moment, it just isn't worth it. I found it is still powerful. It can still do powerful things. I think it might be down to preference, but I found that this version of the deck I've sort of better results with this. So we'll give it a go, and I'll catch you into round 1. Okay, round 1 into this league with Goryo's Vengeance. Now, I'm not sure what we're against just yet. Let's set this up a bit. Okay, so we have early interaction. We also have Take the Indulgence and a Fatty. So the only thing we need for this hand to go off is a Goryo's Vengeance. Now, I think this is a keep. Now, often enough with the Goryo's Vengeance, you'll keep really strange hands. Sometimes there'll be a lot of one-landers you'll keep just because of the potential of the hands themselves, but because also the interaction. So we're against Belcher, so this hand is actually really bad against Belcher, but hopefully we could just get there. So these Solitudes are actually not great, but we did just top deck a Thoughtseize. Now we've got the blue, we've got the white, so I think we'll just get a black-white land. Godless Shrine, make them think we're on Blink or something like that. Let's see what we got. Disruption Shoal, Flare of Denial. So I think I'm going to take the Thundertrap Trainer here because they are actually missing a land drop. They've actually kept one land. That's ridiculous. Sure. Okay. They must get this on the fact there's 2 Lotus Blooms. Let's read the... So XR, X, and so our Tainted Indulgence is going to get answered here, but we'll see what we get. Okay, they found the land. Archaeologist seems great. So the question really, do I want to take an indulgence? I think I'm going to hold up taking an indulgence. Hopefully they might do something, and then I can get a force negation or something, and these Lotus Blooms are definitely going to resolve. Fortunately. Okay, they missed the land drop again. Let's see if we can burn some counter spells. We did not get anything of value. So pitch an Atraxa. Another Atraxa. Let's backstreet. We do not want that. Archaeologist, will this resolve? I suspect it will. And we got the Goryos sound. So best draw next turn will be a second Goryos Vengeance, because then we can double Goryos Vengeance. Hopefully, if they just get their if they've just top decked a Belcheria, then that is what it is. We'll just get them round 2, game 2. Sure. Tameshi, okay. So what I'll do is I will, when they do the first thing, I'll respond to the Solitude. So I'll respond to this with the Solitude, I think. Okay, they're going to counter this straight up. Okay, sure. Maybe I should have pitched this Atraxa. I don't think it would have mattered though. Let's see if they got it. I'm not actually quite sure that they're sort of like, unless they didn't have. Okay, so they could actually whiff. That's good for us. So they've used the Jawari Disruption. Okay, sound. So this Goryos Vengeance is going to get countered. Now, do I want them? So they have a Flare of Denial up. They'll sack a Lotus Bloom for. I think what I'll do is, in their upkeep, I will pollute a Delta to see what's on top of my deck. Hopefully it's another Goryos Vengeance or something, and then we'll make the decision then. Let's get the Malicious Archive. Sort of good for black pips at the moment, so another Goryos Vengeance. I think. So they're going to sacrifice his Lotus Bloom for Flare, or they can also Flare Denial with this. And then they've got the Disrupting Shoal up. Okay, sure. just going to wait till the end step. Deactivate intermission now. Sure. So do they have the Belcher in hand? So you got 3 unknowns. So there's a good chance they've got it. They've seen 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, until 13. 16 cards of the deck. So they probably got it. We'll see. I wish I understood these combo decks more. I know it's a sideboard against them. I wish I actually understand these combo decks more. It's funny because I'm playing technically a combo deck, but the combo is a lot easier to understand than Belcher. You know, how they get their Tameshi sort of Lotus Bloom stuff in. I know the Team Chat Magic or the fellow Battlechad Sammy's big on Belcher, so often at times when I'm playing on this and I'm against Belcher, he'll give me some advice on that. Okay, so they don't have the thing. Here's one example why Flagi's great, free blocker, but it's also free attack for your opponent too. So let's Glorious Vengeance in their end step. So I feel like they're going to sacrifice this Flagi to Flare Denial. Ooh. Disruption Soul, pitch in another Disruption Soul. Sure. So we only know about this Flare now. Let's get more information. I love the Surveyor lands in this deck because you can literally gain information. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get Underground Mortuary because if actually top deck Late to Dinner is actually great. Put that on top, and I'll hold the Glorious Vengeance, and then Late to Dinner. Hopefully, get some more interaction. So they have Flare Denial and 4 unknowns. About to be 5 unknowns. Because I'll do the Tameshi thing again. Okay. Oh, that was actually known before. Attack again. 3 blocks. Glorious Vengeance. Sure. So this is really old because I know about this Flare Denial. But I'm still going to do it anyway. Let's play this land out. Because I think if I drop top deck a land, then I can just hardcast this Atraxa. Sure. So they have 2 unknowns. I think one of them could be a land that they thingy with Tameshi, but so Word of Invention for 4. Over an instant card. Sure. Word of Invention. Okay. I'll work this out. So 6. So they just got it next turn, I believe. Okay. So they do it. Could they do it now? 3 plus 4. So you just get it now. So what I need to do is get a answer to this Tameshi. Oh, they can just do it now, can't they? Yeah, they just got it. Sound. Took me enough. So, Teferi against this match was great. Consigned to Memory is great. Mystical Dispute is great. Rafa Skies, not so great because they're on instant speed. Subtleties, not too sure. But you see in that game then where I could nearly hard cast my Atraxa. In sort of grindy games, that's how it sort of looks. Now, Solitude does have text against them, but not enough to warrant all 4. So let's get them out. Falagio Archaeologist is a strange one because I usually take these out in grindy matchups, but I don't feel like this. I feel like I want to sort of turbo the combo out more. Pest Control's not great sorcery. Number 4. Kind of want to win. Prismatic Ending isn't the best. You can say it might be alright with Teferi, but it isn't technically the best. Probably board them out. Kind of want my fighties to want to combo off. Maybe a late to dinner's a bit too slow. We can shave an ephemerate. In fact, we can shave multiple ephemerates because we're bringing in the consigned to memories. So what do we want to bring back in? I do like Solitude against the turning off their Flurry Denial sort of stuff and answering the Tameshi. Let's keep one in. Let's try this. I kind of like having Psychic Frog hand openers in this because it makes them use their interaction with Psychic Frog, which I quite like. So this is a turn 3 Atraxa if they don't have interaction. However, they probably do. So I'm still going to go for it though. I'm going to make them have it. So they mulligan to 6. Good sign. See, this matchup was great with an Orange Chant, so you spent a lot of Belcher. Orange Chant was actually great in that sort of magic because you can just Orange Chant and then do your thing. Or with their triggers on the Lotus Bloom triggers on the stack, you can then just Orange Chant. So I need a archive. Another Tainted Indulgence. I don't think we want too many of them. I think 2 is fine. Gristlebrand, sure. So I think I want an Archaeologist here. If I know I don't. Let's keep them guessing. Let's take an indulgence to their turn. Hopefully we get like sure. So in response to this, I'm actually going to take the indulgence. And then we'll drop a... I think Gristlebrand is a better threat than Attraction in this because if this actually resolves, then I actually kind of want to just draw loads of cards. Draw like my... whether it be more lands, consigned to memories, something like that. So they got a Flusterstorm. So there's a real incentive me to do my Goryo's Vengeance now. If only this was untapped. Only this was untapped. I think I go for it. We know they've got a Fluster. Okay, X is 2. Pitch in Valaji. Sure. Psychic Frog is not what we want. Maybe it's better to play Psychic Frog there. Play the Shadow of Backstreet. Then next turn, untap Thoughtseize. More love teachings, sure. Force Negation is great. So let's Thoughtseize them first. Tezzeret is fine because I can force negation that. Warlock Teachings is a land and also a problem. So I've got an answer to this. I can play around this. I think the land is what I want to take. Mind you, they play their land. Let's take Flusterstorm. Play Frog. Pass turn. So I know they can't Flusterstorm. They have to play the Warlock Titians. They play the Tezzeret. Already got Grusp on the brain. I think this is getting force negationed. Also exiles it so they can't Tamesh it. Play the thing. Play the Tameshi. Sure. Goryo's Vengeance is what we need. Goryo's Vengeance. I'll tap. I'll keep the blue black home because they get Thoughtseize. It's exile 3. Yeah, and they concede. Sound. I think we should run it back. Honestly. Don't want to change the Solitude out. I'm tempted to just play a Subtlety now. Now they're playing the Tezzeret. Could just put them off a turn. Nah, let's run it back. Let's run it back. I suppose Subtlety as well is also an instant speed threat, which is kind of relevant in a Pasco sort of game. But obviously then I could easily have, I think we would have got, they were on 16, right? So they were just dead anyway because I just activate my my Griselbrand and then send them into the Netherrealm. This is awkward because I just did my big spiel on how I liked the black over the blue, and if that was the blue mana, this would have been somewhat okay. This doesn't have a discard outlet, and 3 of these cards are fatties. This is an easy mulligan. So we got blue black, which is the ideal sort of ideal mana. We've got force negation. We've got Thoughtseize. This is a keep. And I'm going to put back a late to dinner. So we're going to turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 take an Indulgence, hopefully top deck Goryo's Vengeance. But Griselbrand will be in the bin. So what we don't want here is a Lotus Bloom. I mean, if they have a turn 1 thought counter spell for Thoughtseize, I'm sort of okay with that. Because I probably would have took a counter spell anyway, and it negates me losing 2 life. Okay. Land go. Psychic Frog is kind of good. It's soaking up. So I think I'll play out this Psychic Frog because it's a clock plus discard. So they got the Flusterstorm, the Seagate Restoration, the Tameshi, and Shoal. So if I disrupt, so they play Seagate Restoration this turn. Tameshi's not doing anything at the moment. I can land this Frog. I can play around Flusterstorm. I think it's Shoal. I really want this Frog to resolve. I could have cheesed them out by taking a land, but I think that's bad. If this enters tapped now, yeah, they're probably going to play this tapped, which is fine. This frog seems great here. Can't flusterstorm that. I mean, if the player's Tameshi, I'm definitely just going to go into it and discard stuff. Sure. Yeah, so I just discard 2 crystal brands into this Tameshi. In fact, I'm going to do that anyway. I'm sure. Okay. Sure. Okay, exiled. Consign to memory, great draw. Attack. Another psychic frog. I think this is just better to pitch to my first psychic frog. Okay. Do I want to consign this trigger? Flusterstorm on unknown. I think I do want to consign this trigger. I think I've got the pressure here. I mean, they can Flusterstorm if they want. Sure. I'm essentially going to look at 1, 2, 3, 4 more cards next turn. So draw, Psychic Frog trigger. I will not pay for. No. So I can potentially see a lot of cards next turn. Even more if I get a so I got Word Invention. Okay, Word Invention's last card. So I'm gonna go full in on this frog now. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Do I increase my clock by getting rid of any of these? Archaeologist could find a force negation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So contain indulgence. I'll look at one more card with archaeologist. Miscode dispute, sure. So they're probably going to do, so 1, 2, 3. They can't get Belcher, but they can get the... Is 1. Is this some sort of portal hole? Sure. Fine. Happy with that. Land would be great here. Force negation is actually really good. I could hold up this Tainted Indulgence actually. Frog's where you are. Yeah. Frog's always good. Am I okay with this? I think I'm just okay with this. Okay. Like, sure. But buys your return. Land? Land. Nice. Blue, black. So I've got 2 levels of interaction, which is great. Doesn't get around with Flusterstorm if playing that. If their last card is Flusterstorm. So End Steps Avail. They do play Harbinger of the Seas, I believe, but I'm not too bothered about that, honestly. As long as I've got black mana, I'm fine. I can go in the toilet. I can't get my planes anyway because it's there. Let's get this fly in. So I could keep up hard cast Force Negation and Mystical Dispute, so I don't have to tip to paint Tainted Indulgence, or I can get selection off this. I think I want the selection. Let's get another white source. That probably should have been blue, actually, thinking about it. This is great. I'm actually just going to slam that now. I'm actually going to slam this now. Probably return my own Falagi. Okay, sure. Fine. Fine. I wasn't going to... It's probably a card I probably could have played around a little bit. Fair days in Modern. To be fair, them using that there instead of on my Force of Dispute, Force Negation turn would have been quite good. So see what I mean about the fail rate with this deck? Like all I need is a Goryo's Vengeance really, and I've not seen it yet. How many cards I drew? I've probably been too conservative on holding back this Tainted Indulgence, but I feel like with this level of interaction, we sort of need to keep hold of it. Or the way the interaction sort of like happened. I think. Could the last spell be? Could be Tameshi. Archaeologist. Let's start with an archaeologist, shall we? Blue, black. Consign, Force Negation. Let's get... Let's get Consign. And then let's give this flying. 1, 2, 3. Doesn't really matter what exile as long as it's not fatty. Fly in. Now, I think I need to keep both of these in my hand. I would really like to pitch something to Frog. Maybe there's an argument to keeping like pest control in if they're playing portal holes and stuff, but I think instant speed stuff isn't what you want to be doing in this deck. And marsh flats, great. That means we could hard cast Mystical Dispute against an artifact, or we can have 2 levels of blue mana sorcerer. And we just win. Sweet. 1-0 currently. I'm just going to take a quick break and then I will see you in a sec. Okay, welcome to round 2 with Goryo's Vengeance. We are on the play, which is always a good thing in this game we call Magic the Gathering. However, a bad thing is not having any lands. That's unfortunate. And that's another non-land hand. That's also unfortunate. Luckily for us, this deck mulligans really well. You know, technically you only need 4 cards to go off. Well, 5 technically, but if you draw well. But yeah, 2 lands, a pitch spell, and a fatty, and then draw a Goryos. But this is just unworkable. I did mention before we can keep. There's a lot of 1-land hands we can keep, particularly due to the fact we're playing lots of Surveil lands. But we need a land. There's mulligan again. Okay, so we have pitch spell, fatty, irrelevant spell. So this is keep. So we'll get rid of this, and we'll get rid of. I'm inclined to keep the Tainted Indulgence over the Force Negation. In fact, let's think about this. So if we keep the pest control, that can answer it. That's early turn interaction. We're on the play. So I think the pitch is a Force Negation and a Tainted Indulgence. Done. This I don't know. My gut's telling me to keep hold of this one. Keep some level of interaction. My opponent is kept 7. So hopefully what we're going to see in the Shadow Backstreet is a Goryo's Vengeance and them not to Thought Seizers. That would be fan dabby dozy. Pest control as well could also be cycled away. But I think having that level of like early level of interaction. So if he goes, they go turn 1 Ragavan, and I'm like, ugh, I just got rid of my only piece of interaction. I'll feel really bad because Ragavan is a problem for this deck. Usually a problem. My opponent's thinking about it. Thinking about Summit. I don't know what. Maybe got pre-game actions. Zoo. Like I said before, I've been having a problem with Zoo. I don't know if other Goryos pilots. Okay, so we got Devourer Destiny. Okay, this is actually a favourable matchup, he says. Pest Control's got Ephemerate. I want Ephemerate. No, I want exactly Goryo's Vengeance is what I want. So this is actually a favourable matchup for us, particularly game 2 and 3. Pest Control might seem really bad in this matchup, but they rely on their Scions quite heavily. Their the Utopia Sprawls, all that sort of stuff. And okay, sure. Another fatty. So what we'll do is we will pass turn. Take Indulgence. K command is a problem for us because it's graveyard hate at instant speed. Oh, so that's straight up Tron. That's a problem. I think we need to Tainted Indulgence anyway. To bin a fatty. Oh, Solitude. Okay, Solitude's pretty good in this instance. So I kind of want to pitch. I think I want to pitch a Crystal Brand, honestly. I feel like if we just drown them in card value, it'll be fine for us. They'll probably get rid of Solitude. It's fine. Maybe I should have Solituded in response to this. Either way, I'm going to kill this next turn if they don't take the Solitude. Yeah, I probably should have Solituded in response to this. That's probably a misplay. Yeah. Let's see what it is. Let's see if I want to cycle this thing away. Don't want that. Let's get rid of this. Sure. So they've got Tron next turn. Unless we get exactly Glorious Vengeance here, this is probably not doable. Psychic Frog seems bad. I want exactly Glorious Vengeance or a Late to Dinner. That's exactly what I want. So I'm not too sure about the straight up Tron version of this. Usually the ramp decks is pretty good for us. I suspect Pest Control is not the best in this particular matchup. Sure. I mean, we can still win with a Gristlebrand, I think. So cycle this. Ephemerate and do it for us. Pulse negation. See, I'm at a failure rate of this deck. Let's have one more turn. One more turn. Sure. Oh, I got nothing opponent, so. Color specs on one target permanent of one or more colors. They can add 3 mana, I don't think. So this is potentially a draw a card. Sure. Sure. I feel they're holding on a big K command here. And yeah, one more surveil land. We got a turn. Okay. Let's just concede there. Okay. Consigned to memory. Good. I don't like Subtlety because of the cast triggers. Teferi's kind of good against them because they can bounce something that's annoying. Prismatic Ending is fine. Pest Control against them seems really bad. They don't seem to be on like the Making Scion sort of stuff. Psychic Frog is okay. I don't want Philagi. If I was a Philagi, I'll put like something in the bin. They can K command it. I think Solitude isn't the best. And I think we can shave on Ephemerates because we're playing Consigned to Memory. Don't want anything else. You could argue Mystical Disputes because you can sort of snipe a big thing, but I don't think that's where we want to be when we've got Consigned to Memory. No, I think this is fine. Let's go with it. Let's do this. Yes, I would love to play. So we have... Oh, It's a slow hand, this. So if we leave on the archive, then it's turn to Falagi. Although I kind of want to thought seize them. Let's keep this. So you don't have any of the combo here, but there's a lot of potential in this hand. A lot of potential. I could actually see a mulligan on this hand to just get the combo. But my fear is, well, they've mulliganed to 6. But I guess their deck has a failure rate too, with it being Tron. And Devour Destiny says, no, it doesn't. So we'll get the Shadow Backstreet and we'll do it at turn 2. Okay, that can go straight in the bin. Nothing like a 0 mana Entomb in Modern. Devour of Destinies goes off. They don't want Urza's Mine, Expedition Mount, Power Plant. They have Natural Tron. They don't have immediately Natural Tron. Sure. Sure. Okay, I'm very tempted just to Thoughtseize them and get rid of this. Now that I've drew that, I think that's what I want to do. So let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's take the one card that ruins my combo and then pass turn. So they have Mind Stone and an Urza's thingy, and they've got the Devour underneath that. Deal. Deal. One unknown in hand. Consigned to Memory's great here. I'd like to pay 2 life. I'd like to cast my Archaeologist. I guess I'm taking a Force Negation. And then pass turn. To play so ridiculous here, I'm just gonna pitch this Consign, I think. I kind of want to win the game, not... If that was if I'm right in this particular point, that would have been great. That is a Goryo's Vengeance. With Consigned to Memory backup. And that's a Teferi. I think I want all these cards. Okay, thinking. So if I Goryo's Vengeance here, maybe I shouldn't play that land, actually thinking about it. Maybe I should just Goryo's Vengeance with the Consigned to Memory backup. So if I Goryo's Vengeance here and they have the K command, I've got to then Consign to Memory, and I don't keep my Crystal Brand. However, I will be drawing a hell of a lot of cards, which I think is potentially fine. Although I could just do it in response to them doing something. I think End Step Crystal Brand is probably better than... Yeah, I think End Step Crystal Brand holding up Consigned to Memory is probably better. Although getting this Crystal Brand out and drawing loads of cards are pretty good. We're not in a rush. We're not in a rush. They're durdling round. They've got 2 cards in hand. They're durdling round. Sure. I kind of want them to remove the mana accelerants, honestly. So this can get consigned. Although I kind of want to keep the consign for my Crystal Brand trigger. But I could just draw another one. Oh, let's consign them. And then let's Goryo's Vengeance, my Gristlebrand. Also, if they play like Surgical and they Surgical my Gristlebrand, okay, sweet. They don't like that. Okay, I like what we're doing here. It felt good. Is there anything else? So they are playing Khan, the Great Creator. Subtlety's got flavour there. We have a lot to answer that. Let's keep it Smith. This is fine. Okay. So this is turn 1 Thoughtseize, consign back up. And we're relying heavily on our surveils here. I think it's they mulliganed 7. This is gonna be a good consign to memory. We are relying heavily on our. Do you know what? I hate mulliganing. I hate mulliganing. Sure, you can have your thing. So we got rid of Dismember, Wastes, Glaring Fresh Rigor. Sure. Sure. Okay. So we only need one bit now. See, this Thoughtseize could be target me at turn 3. So this consign to memory has to be very good. Like really good. Like the nuts. That's the plan. We've got a plan anyway. We have a plan. Eldrazi Temple. So they tap out for, well, not tap out for what they can get. Okay, Thornatseer is exactly the kind of card I want to consign to memory. Let's get to Watery Grave. A Polluted Delta. Shall we see what we're drawing and then make a decision? Let's see what we're drawing and then make a decision. Let's go for a Meticulous Archive. That does not help our decision. The problem is, one of these cards is good. And it's like K command, it's going to ruin our day. So we have 9 more discard cards in our deck. 9 more. So many things we don't want to see right now. My gut reaction is to Thoughtseize them. Oh, this is difficult. So I do have the turn 3 Atraxa here if they have nothing. But if they Thought-Knot again, I'll be blown out. Let's Thoughtseize them. I think I'm gonna. Okay, I'm glad I Thoughtseize because that's K command is a problem. So they'll get an Eldrazi Temple, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they can sire a 7 deaths this turn, which I don't really have an answer to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That Kozak's command does turn my game plan off. But this is a definite threat. This just turns my... So this kills me. This annoys me. I think I take the thing that kills me away. I need time. That's what I need. So did that in their turn? That's weird. Archaeologist. Let's play this. Let's get information. Force negation does deal with their thing. I think I want this. It'd be cool if I got like... So Prismatic Ending also deals with this. So they're just going to do 1, 2, X is 3, right? One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, they can just discard this, right? So they'll do the thing now. They should do it now. So, okay. That's annoying. Maybe I should have put that force negation on the bottom. So, like 1 on top. Emrakul will feel so bad right now. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So they can do an Emrakul. Land destruction. This feels like an Emrakul. It's an Ugin. Sure. This can be... I don't want to pitch this structure though. Do I want to pitch this structure? I think I have to, right? Yeah, I just need time. Oh, Teferi bounce this seems good. Right, can they use this to... Okay, so if I bounce this, sure they draw a card, but they're 2 mana down, so they're back to 6 mana. It seems okay. So return this. I have 1 more surveil land. Okay. I could have done the Eldrazi token, but my theory is if they have to retap for this, retap for that thing, they have to then it's like another bit of a mana investment. Okay. Sure. So end step. Oh, it's a surveil there. Oh no, 10 of faulties. Let's high roll. Don't F6, guys. I don't want that. So on about the deck's failure rate. I mean, maybe it was a bad keep, but I've seen a lot of cards this turn. Sure. One, two, three, four, five, six. Let's consign that. Sure. Kind of wish I kept that Atraxa now, because then I could have, mind you, I would have died for that Ujin. So top deck Atraxa here is actually, I can just hard cast it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Draw a card, sure. If you want to, or put Devourer into your hand. Sure. Sure. So this has got to be a top deck Atraxa. Mind you, it doesn't answer the Devourer, but I still have Subtlety. A Subtlety would be good here, actually. Expedition map, sure. 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 Oh, okay, Graveyard Hate. So I need a top deck Atraxa would be very lovely. Oh, he just gets me. Nice, GG. Yeah. So concede here, I die because I'm one. So that's what I mean about the deck's doesn't do anything. The deck's failure rate there. Maybe the hand was not a good keep, I must admit. But like, we just needed a card. Like, I had what? So not counting the Thoughtseize there, I had 9 more cards to see. And I saw 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Nearly like a good third of my deck to see one of those 9 cards. Annoying. Let's go into the next one. Yeah, maybe that first one was a mulligan, because I was riding hard on that consign to memory. I feel like if it didn't, like if they had the K command up on that turn, I didn't Thoughtseize, I wasn't winning anyway, so the Thoughtseize did pay off. But yeah, I think that to take away from that last game was the fact that I really needed a discard outlet. This is a keep. Pity I'm not on a play. So to have the turn 0 interaction, I'll happily pitch this Prismatic Ending if I have to. Okay, I got another Solitude. That's great. This hand's good. Okay, this hand's really good into the matchup. Sure. So I think I want to get rid of this frog, but I want more information first. Let's go for a Shadow Backstreet. I do want lands in this matchup. I actually do want lands in this matchup. So let us Solitude pitching this Prismatic Ending. Okay. Sure. Probably fuel in the bin for Oculus maybe, or Murktide. Let's play this, and I will 100% intend to cast Tainted Indulgence in their turn. If they have Born Oculus, I will be tempted to... Sure. So that looks like spell snare mana to me. Let's make him tap out on their turn. If they counter this, I'm very tempted to Solitude in their turn. Okay. Looks like a spell snare. Sure. Okay, that makes get rid of this frog a lot easier. Just play around counter spell. I mean, okay, so a play here could be pitch Atraxa, ephemerate my Solitude, and then I kind of want that. Oh, ephemerate would be nice with that. So pitch Solitude to Atraxa, because I'm getting the thing, and ephemerate it. And then if they Oculus on my next turn, I can ephemerate again. Yeah, I think that's a play. And if they have Force Negation, okay, fine. I've just stripped the hand. So let's do that. So let's do this. Because I have the Goryo, so all I need to do is that Falaja to get me a fatty. So that resolves. Sure. And then I will ephemerate. And then if they play a Murktide, which I feel like that's what's in their hand, I have the ephemerate to then get it. No. So it puts them off turn, that's fine. No. Okay, let's go attack. Let's play this out. Keep it white open in case we get ephemerate. Pest control. I mean, it sort of deals, sort of has text because I can cycle it. I can also pitch it to Solitude if I get one. Veil. They want it. Okay, you can have it. Hardcast Abhorrent Oculus. Sure. Okay. Tainted Indulgence. I kind of want to cast this now. Black, blue. Ephemerate and a Psychic Frog. Both cards which are good. So I think I put back the Pest Control. Yes. And I ephemerate this. And then I ephemerate for this next turn. Get rid of this. And then P the T. Okay. So my options are, do I ephemerate my Archaeologist, hoping their last card isn't a fatal push? Because this could be anything, right? This could be a Harbinger. To be fair, if this is a fatal push, that means a frog is free. Yeah, I think I do this. I think the upside is a lot higher. What did I get? I got a Gristlebrand. Draw a card. It's a Psychic Frog. So what I think I do is in the upkeep, I will Goryo's Vengeance. I think I'm okay attacking into this. I think I don't want them. No, I'm okay. See, they're not fetching for the basic swamp, so I don't think this is a Harbinger. That's a Psychic Frog. Okay. Goryo's Vengeance, target Troxer. They don't like it. Okay, so against Frog, I like Subtleties, I like Mystical Disputes, I like Teferis, I really like Fatal Pushes. There is an argument for Celestial Purge, but that's only for Frog, and we have lots of answers for Frog, so I don't like bringing that in against them. I like Prismatic Endings. Solitude is an absolute house against them. I don't like Force Negations. I don't like going down on cards against them. It's a grindy game, so I don't really like Philagis either, and Pest Controls are really bad. So basically, in this matchup, what we want to be doing is making land drops. That's the biggest thing in this. We make land drops. We rely heavily on our Solitudes. We get lots of value on our Solitudes. They play like, what, 10 threats or something? What, 4 Oculuses, 4 Frog, 8, 2 Murktides, and then maybe they'll bring Harbingers in against us. So I need to fetch for a Black Source. So as long as I have a Black Source, which I'll get a Black Source off this. So I'll start with Sewers. And you can keep like strange hands against them. So like, because you have time, essentially, unless they get the nuts like Oculus, whatever. You have time. So I'll play a Understate Sewers and pass. I've got enough land drops. I kind of want to see a Solitude. So we need to make sure we fetch for a Black Source here by turn 3. So they got the Swamp, so I'm inclined. Sure. Okay, so we actually have, if we're not interrupted, the turn 3. I really actually like, I kind of like playing Frog a turn later if we had to, so I could protect it with Ephemerate. But here, they have to have like Fatal Push or something here. So they're on 6. I'll happily block this Frog. I'll let this die. I'm not bothered. Okay, that's annoying. Sure. So I'm just going to attack into this Frog because my Frog beats his Frog. And I've also got Ephemerate Protection. So I'm just going to attack into this Frog because my Frog beats his. I'll draw. Subtlety is great. And then I'm just going to play another Frog. They see to counter spell, it's fine. And then if they spell snare this, okay. There is a world where I ephemerate my Frog and block. But I don't do that. I'll let them have a card. It's fine. So I could get my basic planes here. Which I quite value information. Yeah, I think there's no window where I can keep this frog around. So yeah, sound. I probably should have pitched there. Whatever. Yeah, that's probably a misplay. I probably been more patient. Thoughtseize is. No, I don't want it. Let me answer this. Mystical dispute, you say? I really did answer this frog. Sure. They play nothing. I'm just gonna fire the subtlety, I think. Okay. You can choose to counter this if you want. Done. Not really seeing anything, things I want. I'm tempted to block this frog and then let them discard 2, then ephemerate it. Okay. Sure. Okay. 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 Maybe that was wrong. Because I could have played more around Murktide. Oh, they can pay for Mystical Dispute now. Oh, that's annoying. Do I tap them out here? I don't think so. No. Maybe that was wrong. Oh, no. It's really annoying. So I just need a discard outlet, and then I can double Goryos then. Sure. Yeah, I think the misplay was not saving that ephemerate for... I think I still ephemerate this. They want to tap some mana for this, that's fine. I've lost this game so hard. Ugh, that's so annoying. Let's just go to the next game. Alright, I like my sideboarding still. Yeah, let's keep this. Maybe there's a world where I do want Phalages, because a lot of my stuff... Nah, this is fine. Let's keep this. Let us keep this. I would like to play, yes. So this is Ephemerate Solitude. I don't have a blue source, but I think we have a Sphere land. We have I think we've got enough interaction to justify this hand. So we just need to find a blue source. Hopefully the Harbinger doesn't give us a blue source. So they mulk to 6. That's good. Okay. Let's Shadow Battery. Hesitate Indulgence. We can't do anything with it. So I keep this. I'm going to see a lot more lands than I am discard outlets. I have a turn. I have a I have a couple plays. I think I'm going to keep this top and just draw land. So I could actually Ephemerate Solitude next turn and fail push if required. I feel like I'm going to eat a Thoughtseize here though, which is fine. Sure. Take Goryos. Or Solitude. Solitude or Goryos. Pardon me for making weird sounds. I'm just drinking a lot of juice. Take the Solitude. Interesting. Play the Swamp. Pass then. Okay. Sure, they like it. Land. Land. Boom. Pass then. Okay. So they tap out for a Oculus here. Makes me think they have Force Negation. Makes me think I really want to find a Spell Snare or something. Sure. Okay. Let's go get Crystal Brand and another Goryo. So if we get a land, that's actually really good for us. Land? Not a land. I'm gonna go for it. Could have Surgical. Have Force Negation. Just got an Oculus. Sure. I think I'm going to fail push this. I could have saved fail push get a tap land, but that's annoying. See if Frog survives. Frog does survive. I think I want a Flooded Strand, get a Surveil in case they have an Arbiter underneath there. Sure, I'll take 5. Sure. So a Solitude here would be a lovely top deck. Or a Goryo's Vengeance, that'd be a nice top deck. Late to dinner. Okay. Nice spell snare, bro. Maybe the tracks would have been better there. So 8 on 16. So I could try and so how does this work? If I block, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 7. Do I just die if this? I actually don't know. How does lifelink work? Does lifelink work happen at the same time? I actually don't know. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm on 15. I actually don't know if lifelink and damage is all dealt like together. Block. So I could draw 7, try and get a Solitude. It's going to be a learning curve. I'm going to Google this. Happens simultaneously with damage being dealt. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, sweet. On Earth. Sure. So I need to. So I attack Ephemerate. I think we're back in this. So let's go attacking. Gain 7. Gain 3 off here. What am I hoping to top deck? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think I just have to draw 7. So I'm essentially on 20 with this. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is 19 damage. A solitude puts me right back in, doesn't it? Does it? This is tricky. This is very tricky. Let's ephemerate this. Play this. Pass turn. And then I'll declare blocks, and then I will gain 7 life. Draw 7 if I have to. 5. It's 19. Puts me to 1. Block here. Hopefully this isn't a creature more than like a frog or something. I mean, it doesn't change the damage. Change it if it's like another Oculus. Or a Kaito. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then before damage, I will gain some life. Okay, Psychic Frog. Oh, I see. I see what you're doing. It's not lethal, I don't think. So this is 11. Okay. I see what you're trying to do. So 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, still short. Okay. So 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Gain 3. Hopefully he doesn't have a blocker, and then he dies. Boom, we got it. That took some apps. Oh, I bet it sounded like a rambling, like, I don't know. I bet it sounded weird. Listen to that. Quick break, and I will be back for round number 4. Okay, round number 4. I would love to be on the play. It's like one of my favorite things to do. We have a frog, we have early interaction, and we have a Goryos. No fatty or no discard. Well, technically frog is discard, but I want to keep a frog, a psychic frog, on the play. I would love that more than anything. No idea what I'm against. They keep a 7. I'm going to play my marsh flats, and I intend to get a Shadow Backstreet in and into a basic land to play frog. Ooh, interesting. Could still be a spell snare. Let's go for, where is it? Shadow Backstreet. I just think I want this land. Do I want this land? No, I want a fight. Okay, got land. Let's go into a Spy Bluff Canal. This would be Grixis control. This is Grixis control. This is rough. This is actually a rough matchup. Do you have the spell snare? You do not. If they like burn that out, I would happily discard loads of cards for it. Okay, this is what we're doing. Sure. You gonna play your little artifact? Here you are. Apologies, I need to cough. Ah. Okay. Currently, oh, that's a problem. I'm so glad we play mainboard pest controls. Do I want to block this? I think I'm content not blocking this. So we need to worry about the counter spell, Metallic Rebuke. Another Goryo's Vengeance. Well, let's go attacking. Do I want to start discarding some stuff? No. I don't want to discard them. Just want to draw some cards. Another Psychic Frog seems actually fine. And if I take a Metallic Rebuke, I'm fine with that. Sure. It'd be good if you played like an Emery or something, and then I could Solitude, Ephemerate all this stuff away. Oh, Saga's not good, is it? Red. What you want in red for, sir? Or ma'am? Or they, them, whatever. What would you like it for? Another Mox Opal. Okay. Sure.
Josh?
Yeah?
Dinner's ready.
Thank you. Sorry, it's my missus telling me the dinner is ready. Galvanic Discharge on my Frog. I think I'm going to protect this Frog. Double white isn't interesting. I think I want more black than taking 3 though. If I didn't have this Solitude, I would have just got the basic. But I think me double casting Goryo's is probably where I'm going to win this game. Okay. I think I'm going to Solitude that. I need to buy time. I think I'm happy chump blocking this as well. Sure. Another Solitude can get pitched. Okay. Force Negation is not great here. Not with my choice of getting another black source. I feel like my deck tech before when I said about, you know, I like the double black over double blue is really biting me. So they're going to get a big, stinky construct here. In fact, let's see if they do make the construct first. Attack with all creatures. Sure. I will exile 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'll exile 3. 1, 2, 3. And I will draw 2 cards. I would like to draw 2 cards. Pest control looks very good here. Do you think they have the metallic rebuke? Should we find out? They don't. Brilliant. Maybe I should have been more patient there then. Maybe not. I don't know. We do have another one in the deck, so it's fine. I mean, they make a construct again, I guess. Get maybe... What's the artifact that... See, they're struggling because I got rid of loads of mana artifacts. They might actually get another mana artifact, or they might get the thing I can't think of right now, but I know where it is that gains some life. But the construct isn't the biggest right now. Oh, they get another max number. Okay, sure. Emery time? Emery. God, I hate that card. Okay. And then you can get back something instantly. Sure. And make a Corey thingy bob. Come in for 2 maybe? Sure. My question is, do I actually want... So, pitch this. Pitch 1, 2, 3. So I've polluted Delta. I'm not interested in casting this Force Negation. Let's get a... Undersea Sewers. Let's see what's on top. Fatty? It's not fatty. Put in the graveyard. So I can actually fly both my frogs. But then I'm just dead, I think. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 with the trigger. So attack with both and kill this construct. Because I only need... So I have to discard... I'm sort of giving the game away with Goryo's Vengeance, aren't I? I think that's what I do. Attack with both, kill a construct. Sure. Discard. 1. I only need 1 fatty to resolve. 2. And they haven't got Force Negation. 3. Okay. Okay, this could be our moment. This could be our moment. A moment to shine. It is our moment to shine. So my fear is, what am I playing round? So I'm going to draw a card of Mishra's Bauble. I go to Traxxas now. I think I'm going to do that. I think I really want to answer this Emery. Oh, I need a black one for that. I think I'm going to Traxxas now, refill my hand, try and find a Solitude. Okay, so we've got Pest Control. I've also got Prismatic Ending, which is pretty good. I think Atraxa, Force Negation, Pest Control, Marsh Flats. Done. And I will happily pitch this Atraxa to Force Negation, honestly. Oh, I did that wrong. I should have done it in my end step. Oh well. I meant to do that in my end step. In future reference, do that in your end step. To keep a fatty out. Okay, land. Getting a Corey Steel Cutter, which I'm going to force negate, hopefully. Am I going to force negation it? Okay. Okay, so if they counter this, they will get one of the monks. So if they have a counter spell, they get one of the monk. I think I have to counter spell this. I think we having 2 frogs out. It's pretty good. Also have an ephemerate for my Philagi. Yeah. And I probably will. I don't think I. Am I in? Okay, so I will block with this Philagi. If they have a Galv Blast here, that's a problem. 3. So am I dead to Galv Blast? 4. I am dead to Galv Blast. 4. I'm not dead to Galv Blast. So I'm going to untap here. I'm going to attempt to play a Pest Control. Oh, that is a blue mana. I cannot use blue mana for Pest Control. Okay. Then I could ephemerate first. See if I get Goryos. I get another ephemerate, which I'm going to take. Play this March Flats. Attack with my Frogs. Attack with all 4, 5, 6. Draw some cards. There's another Glorious Vengeance. There's another Frog. Play another Frog. Hold up Ephemerate. Okay, takes a Bauble. Sure. Casts said Bauble. Sure. Casts a Mox Amber. Sure. and then we win. Very good. Frog was a great example of our secondary game plan there, and also how when not to time your Goryo's Vengeance. So Wrath of the Skies is great here. Kind of think Celestial Purge is good because Curry Steel Cutter's a pain. Maybe. I like Mystical Dispute because I don't like Emery. Do I like Teferi in this really aggro-centric build? I don't think I do. I don't think I like Consigned to Memory. Maybe Consigned to Memory is better than Ephemerate. So they're definitely going to bring in some sort of graveyard haste. So I like trimming a fatty there. Pest Control's great. Thoughtseize is a bit bad because they are playing quite heavily burn. Let's take out 2 Ephemerate to bring in 2 Consigns. It's only really for the... Nah, I don't like that. It's only really for the Saga stuff, but we have Wrath of the Skies. I like Philagi because it blocks. Solitude for Emery. Maybe Psychic Frog is worse on the draw. Don't really want to be cutting Psychic Frog. Force Negation seems fine. Late to Dinner, is that too slow? Let's shave a Late to Dinner. Submit. Maybe we want Fatal Pushes. It's only for Emery though. I think we have enough answers for Emery. Mystical Dispute, Solitudes. Wrath of Skies. I don't really want to bring in a card for like a token. I think I want board wipes and stuff for them. Yeah, I think that's the way of playing it. So we have a fatty, a Goryos, and we don't have a discard outlet. Is that too slow in a blue against a blue aggro deck with graveyard interaction, with counter spells, with stuff to do? So I'm playing 8 pieces of discard because I took the Thoughtseize out. Surveil, so I'm drawing a card. Surveil, that's another card scene. Yeah. I hate mulliganing. I just don't like it. I just don't like a mulligan. Let's see if we get paid off. Tameo, that's a problem. Maybe I should bring Fatal Pushes in then. Okay, so Solitude is going to eat that Tameo because they like artifacts. Pest Control is pretty good. I think I'm going to keep that on top and let them hit with Tameo. And if they counter it, then I just Solitude it. If they Emery here, I'm going to Solitude that instead. Yep, so that's getting a Solitude. Let's play a Watery Grave. And let's play this. White, black. Seems good. Another Emery? A 3-mana Emery. Late to Dinner with no discard outlet. Should we high roll? Let's high roll. Okay, we high rolled. Yeah, I'm gonna do it in that time. Oh, that was so cheesy. I hope I don't play wrong and then it fail. 0 mana Entomb in Modern is fine, yo. Always high roll. Why not? Sure. Deal. What's in their bin? Okay. Deal. So they can cast their counter spells. Deal. Sure. So they have 2 cards left in hand. They attack for 3. I will take the 3. And then I'm going to present an Atraxa. That is an Ashiok. I'm going to go as Vengeance response. Do I respond to it? Yeah, I respond to it now in case I get false negation. Blue, black. No false negation, but I do have a Solitude. I do have a Psychic Frog too, which will get me a Gristlebrand. But I can't fetch, I can't search my library, which is a problem. So in that case, I'm going to get a Polluted Delta anyway because it's free. I really want to get rid of this Emery. Polluted Delta, Tainted Indulgence is basically a Psychic Frog and a Solitude. Done. Okay. 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 Let's untap first, see what we get. Okay. So I can Goryo's Vengeance, attract, kill this. I don't keep my Gristlebrand, but I just drew 14 cards. Okay, seems good. So blue, black. Let's get rid of. Maybe I don't want to do the Gristlebrand then. Maybe I want to do the Atraxa. No, let's do Gristlebrand. Let's go Goryo's Vengeance, target Gristlebrand. Let's go attacking the Ashiok, I think. Let us Solitude. Pitching late to dinner. This. Let's draw 7 cards. I don't have a Goryo's Vengeance, but I have enough to warrant not to do it again. So I want to pitch Atraxa. Shadowy Backstreet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't want to keep Atraxa in hand in case they play like Graveyard Hate, like remove my graveyard. Even then, I'm even that bothered. Yeah, I'll keep one in hand just in case. And then this Wrath of Skies is going to be delicious. What is that? I think. Okay, sure. So I think this is going to die to a Wrath of the Skies for 3. X is 3. Seems good. Pest control is not better than Wrath of the Skies. So let's go get a basic something. Swamp it is. And let's Wrath of the Skies X equals 3. Done. 1, 2, 3. Done. Buy board. And pass turn. Wrath of the Skies, hell of a card. Untap. Draw. Underground Mortuary. Let's play that. My Atraxa is going to get hardcast potentially this game. How many cards are in my library? 28. Sure. Let's play this. Oh, any blue? Let's take that Femrate. Let's play a Psychic Frog. Hold up white mana, and then let's pass turn. Plays land, pass the turn. Could have Femrate there, but I've no pressure. Let's not attack with that. Let's pitch nothing. Let's play another frog. Blue, black. And let's pass turn. And they don't like it. Sweet. 3-1. Let's just go straight into the next one. Apologies for the sound of my chair, by the way. I think I need to do something. It's just a cheap one off Amazon, so I need to have a look at it, fix it, something. WD-40, I don't know. But that game then, like, you saw the power of sort of main deck pest control in terms of getting rid of like the shenanigans that people like to do with Mox Opal. You know, there's a lot of one mana stuff that is just annoying, and then yeah, we just get rid of that stuff. You know, Scions as well. Like people like to your sort of Eldrazi decks playing loads of Scions. You can just cut them off their mana ramp. It's just like it makes sense to me to play main deck at the moment, particularly with the cycle. Well, that game then was like Wrath of the Skies, pest control, just yeah, your go wide strategy just completely negated. My misplay was obviously not waiting till my end step to play my Atraxa, but I think that might have been game 1. But yeah, I think just getting the value from it was enough just to get the win there. I would love to play first. This is excellent. So I have all the makings of a great hand I'm going to keep. So what we need to see is a Goryo's Vengeance. So I'll play Marsh Flats, and then I always like to play my Shadowy Backstreet first to make them think I'm on like Blink or something. You never know. Little edges in life. I don't think I want that Solitude. Oh, okay. Sure. So I'll get my island, and I'll play this. Lated in the Thoughtseize Force Negation. Lated in is reanimates target. Force Negation is protection that I can afford. I think I want to protect this frog that's in my hand, because that's my discard outlet. Okay. Are we in the mirror? The mirror is awful, by the way. That's one bad thing about playing this deck, is the mirror is absolutely stinking. Oh, it won't be the mirror because he's playing Arid Mesa, of course not. It was just a Jeskai control of some sorts. I'm glad I kept that later. Let's go fetching. Let's go fetching. Let's go surveilling. Let's get on City Sewers. Prismatic Ending. Nope, I want exactly Goryo's Vengeance. So if this is Jeskai control, their counter spell is 2 spell snares usually, and a Flare of Denial, which means that they need a creature out. So there's an argument to keep Prismatic End in there for the creature, but like this is a really slow deck. The main win con is they can flip Tameo, I guess, but they really want to kill you with Flage, which our Solitudes are finding its Flage. Once our Fatty's like resolved, it did struggle with it. Okay, this is not the kind of control I was thinking of. So Tainted Indulgence sees less cards than Philagi. Philagi can be ephemerated. I think I get rid of Tainted Indulgence. I think I'm going to play my frog out now. That changes things. I think I'm going to play my frog out now. I'm going to pass that. Like if this hits a removal spell, I can either choose to protect it, or I can just be like, whatever, discard Gristlebrand, and then ephemerate one of these things. But then again, if I do that, then all I need is a land to then play late to dinner. But I think this is like a counter spell control deck. Okay, I will definitely ephemerate that, because then I'll ephemerate the thing on the other side. I will choose to ephemerate this. I have a Goryo's Vengeance. I will take it. Okay. Draw a card. A Tainted Indulgence. So I could use the obvious. I could play into the obvious spell snare they got in the hand, or I could potentially wait until they tap out. Like I'm what rush? I'm not in a rush, am I? Like, I'm just not in a rush. So I'm going to attack with Frog. I'm going to discard this Philagi. I've got everything I need. Another Goryo's Vengeance. So a second land would be very nice here. I'm not really doing anything. I could take the Indulgence here. Yeah, I'll take Indulgence. Yeah, I think I'm cool. Marsh Flats. I think I would double Goryo's in their turn, honestly. Do I just pitch this Atraxa now? This is Gristlebrand now, sorry. I keep on calling Gristlebrand Atraxa, I apologise. Yeah, let's play with the red. And then the end step, I'm going to do some Goryo's Vengeance in. So if this is a NAR set, Days Undoing. Interesting. Maybe we should have kept that. Let's Goryo's Vengeance. Okay. Let's Goryo's Vengeance. Okay. Let us discard this. Let us discard this. Let me exile some cards I don't want back in my deck. So 1, 2, 3. Let's exile some more things. I've got the Shrine. I don't want Marsh Flats. I don't want that. I don't want that. What else don't I want in my deck? I think I'm okay with everything else. Probably don't want Pest Controls. Pest Control. Godless Shrine. Presending maybe? The rest can go in my deck. Quite fine. Okay. I'll just do it again, I guess. See if they have some sort of... They do have that? Okay, sure. I could have tracked and find Ephemerate here. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Okay, that was a weird game. But see, like we can be rewarding this deck for patience because we have that inevitability. As long as we keep that, you know, we sort of know what the sort of playing, which should be all right. So they are a Solitude, Days Undoing stuff. So what do I want against them? I think I definitely want Subtleties and Mystical Disputes against them because I don't like the Planeswalkers. I think I want this stuff against them. Prisendings, not too sure. Can kill Teferis that get under me. Don't like Pest Control against them. There doesn't seem to be any targets. I really like Ephemerate protecting my frogs. Exile my graveyards quite a bit, but sorcery speed, so maybe I don't want that. Them. Problem is Ephemerate. It feels really bad. So they'll play. They will probably play Rest in Peace. So something I learned about Rest in Peace, which you should know about, is that Rest in Peace, when it ends ETBs, there's a trigger on the stack that I didn't realise. So with that trigger, you can actually respond to it or consign to memory it. So if you play, you bring your consign to memories for whatever reason, and they play Rest in Peace, you can actually consign the ETB trigger. So then you still have stuff in the graveyard. So if you've got like a fatty in the graveyard or whatever, I'm going to keep this. It's slow, but it does stuff. So if you've got like a fatty in the bin, you can actually protect it by consigning the Rest in Peace trigger, which I found interesting. Something that never really came up to me before the card consigned to memory got printed. Another frog. We are heavy on frogs. They like on top. Let's get. So we've got the swamps. Let's get a Meticulous Archive. Don't want another Polluted Delta. I don't think so. I think I want Interaction. Ephemerate. Let's play a frog. Blue black. It obviously going to need a counter spell. It's, okay. Maybe it's a fairy. Okay. Sure. Okay. Sure. I am 100% going to try and slam this to fairy now. Let's get a Wally Grave. Although I could play frog. Play around force negation. Keep ephemerate up. I think I like that. I think I'm gonna play frog and keep ephemerate up to protect it. Okay. That doesn't protect it. Whatever. I probably should have pinched my crystal brand in response to that. I don't want another one of them. Let us minus. Done. Okay, I can't return planeswalkers, can I? Nope. Dazen doing Narset would be pretty pump here. Okay. That's pretty pump. But, okay. Undersea sewers. Don't want that. Thoughtseize you. All these are really things I don't want to see. I don't want to see you more though. Let's put this blue, black. So one of these planeswalkers is going to die, hopefully. Days Undoing, Lorien Field, blank. Okay. Oh, I can't do anything, so I'll put F6. Draw 3? Oh, that's annoying. It's really annoying. Okay. Teferi. Sure. Let's go for it. White. Blue. Green. Okay. Sure. I'll go blue, black. Okay. F6, can't do anything. Okay. I think actually turn off all EOs because I'm going to actually pitch this Crystal Brand if they do anything. No, I'm not. 3, 4, 5. Days Undoing, Lorien Field, still in the hand. 2 unknowns. Exile 3 cards. 1. No, it's not exile that. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's go attacking this Teferi. Exile this Teferi. And I'll happily get rid of 2 Crystal Brands if they have something fair one. Okay, sure. Okay. Let's go Glorious Vengeance now. Let's ephemerate it now. And then if they do anything, I'll just draw 7. They might daze and doing or something. I mean, they probably return this man, which is fine. Sure, I'll pay 7 life, draw 7. Sure. They might just daze and doing. I mean, they have got a stacked hand, like. Another Solitude. Okay. Don't want to gain more life. Let's exile some cards in case it doesn't do me. Oh, I kind of want all these. Let's discard this. Yeah? Yeah, no, I'm still recording. Sorry. My dinner's ready. Kinda want this force negation in case they... I need to kill this Teferi, really, don't I? Let's gain another life. I'll gain 5. And I will Thoughtseize and then late to dinner Microsoft Round. I will choose not to rebound that. Okay. Draw. Teferi. That's great. So let's play this. Let us Thoughtseize. Can I do late to dinner on Teferi? 1, 2, 3, 4. No. So Thoughtseize. Consign to memory, counterspell, daze and doing. None of them do nothing. So let's get rid of the annoying thing. Let's late to dinner my Gristlebrand. White. Yeah, let's keep white up. And then they have to top deck really hard. Let's pass 10. If they get rid of this somehow, it's probably with a Solitude, so I'll gain 7 anyway, and then I'd late dinner again. They surveilled, and it looks like they put a land into the bin. Okay, shot. Okay. Okay, what you got? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't remember what they actually had in the hand. Got rid of that. They had that in the hand. They've used that. I got rid of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They put Gahir into the hand. Solitude, maybe? Okay, time to kill this Teferi. So I know about the counter spell. So we could... Let's go attack this Teferi. Strip the counter spell from the hand by casting my Teferi. No, I'm going to gain... I can gain 3, which negates one of these. I think I'm more interested in doing this. Okay. Another subtlety is good. Mystical Dispute is good here. So let's go. One of these will kill it though. Zimmer bin. Psychic Frog. I could late to do a Psychic Frog. Get rid of the counter spell. I think I'm good though. I think I'm good. I can't draw 7 because, well, I could draw 7 with this. Kahira. Okay. Sure. They have vigilance now. Gaining 8. It's annoying. I guess I'm losing 8. End turn. Let's gain 3. Let's Tainted Indulgence. Blue, black. Untap. Draw. This is a hard cast Atraxa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But they have counterspell. And they can pay for Mystical Dispute. So 2, 3, 4. So I could late to dinner my frog, try and get the counterspell off them. So if I Teferi here, 1, 2, 3. Then I force a negation. Let's make sure I've got a blue source in my deck first. Let's cast force negation. Blue, black, blue. Counterspell. Do I have a blue source? I don't think I do actually. No, I don't. Trucks can go in the bin though. I think in that case I just, because I know they got 2 consigned to memories, which is a problem for my subtleties. I think 1 consigned to memory. Yeah, 2 consigned to memories. And an Arid Mace, I believe. Eight, 9, 10, 11. Let's just pass 10. And if they can remove this Crystal Brand, then fair one. Skull and Tarn. Gaia Reach, maybe? Okay, what is this? Okay. So I'm just dead, right? Yep. I feel like I messed up there somewhere. So I like this. Maybe consigned to memory is something I want to think about myself. Because they play Solitudes over Ephemerates. Maybe that's better. Because it's essentially... No, I think Ephemerate's better, honestly. Yeah, I think Ephemerate's better. I think I get more value out of it. I'd like to play first. I keep it in the prismatic ending just because I can get there to fairies with it. So this is... this is just dead hand. This is a mulligan. This is like the same hand, but I'm going to keep it. I hate mulliganing. Let's put back the island. Done. I'll keep a Psychic Frog on top. Blue. Okay, Spell Snare it is. Sure. Blue pass. Hold up this Force Negation. Okay. Let's go get a white source. I feel like I want more blue in this matchup. This ephemerate does nothing for me right now. This subtlety's nice. Player planes, pass turn. Okay. It'd be really cool if he played a Planeswalker here. It'd be so nice. Okay, we're playing this game, sure. I could cast a subtlety here. No. That's stupid. Another Force Negation? Sure. I'll take it. Prism, a Tainted Indulgence would be very lovely. Not you, though. I don't want you. Please cast a Planeswalker. Please cast a Planeswalker. Stock up. I'm going to count that. Oh, they're struggling for lands, which is good. Ugh. I'm not struggling for big fat creatures. I guess I'll do it again. Yeah. I was buying time here. I'll play a Swamp. Pass turn. Okay. Okay. Maybe I should have kept that Force Negation. Sure. Discard spell. Consign to memory. Okay. Deal. Let's high roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ugh. God, if they've got a Days Undoing now, this is gonna suck. Okay. Fairy Time Reveler. 1, 2, 3. Our hand is just nothing right now. Maybe it was a case of, in this matchup, taking out a fatty just because of these sort of draws. A Polydella. One. Okay. Sure. Thanks. I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they do have a consigned to memory, which is annoying for a Traxxer. So maybe it should have been the Gristlebrand. Okay, let's make him have it. Okay, sure. Okay. Okay. Fine, we'll be fine. Okay. Sure. Yep. Now it's coming. You must have so many answers to this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Sure. Okay. What do I get rid of here? Probably the Narset. I don't know. Narset, right? Oh no, they just got it. Sure. Play frog, and then if they interact with this, I am just going to concede. Maybe I was a little bit too excited with those stock ups. Yeah, I'm just going to concede here. So, yeah, I feel like that game got away a little bit. Maybe it's a little bit too excited with the stock ups, countering them. But 3-2. I'll come back for the wrap up. It was a 3-2 league, not the best results, and I feel like we had some good games there. We didn't really see any much aggro matchup. It was very control-y, sort of blue-based matchups we had. So I'm thinking the build with the orange chance would have been better in that particular spot. There's probably 1 or 2 misplays in there, but just let me know. I'm open to feedback. It's no problem. But the deck is still strong. I think late to dinner over Emperor Bones was still good in that league. Yeah, the last league with the control deck, we had the Gristlebrand out. I wasn't sure if I should have attacked into that, gained some life, and then obviously it would have played around any removal. I don't know. Give me another turn. So the deck is very powerful, and there was a couple of examples in that league where the failure rate was shown. Maybe in more grindy matchups, you're supposed to trim more on the fatties and then just naturally draw into the combo. Maybe it needs another win con. I think in this league particularly, the Tamio build would have been better, particularly putting strain on the opponent's removal, but also getting around spell snare as well. So I think in this particular league, it probably would have been better to have been Tamio with playing more sort of draw card spells. I like this list. Pest control looked good in this league. We didn't really see any like aggro decks or celestial purges. Fatal pushes weren't the best, although they did have text against frog. Subtlety seemed fine. I think I would keep this list as it is. If I was to play an RCQ tomorrow, I'd probably play this exact list. I'm still unsure about the Underground Watcher because I did say at the start of this video I wanted the black over the blue, but there was a mulligan we had to take because this wasn't a blue land. So maybe I have to think about that. But yeah, overall, I think this list is great. I'm still going to be grinding with Goryo's Vengeance. I really find the archetype exciting. I really find it fun. I feel like there's different ways to express yourself with this archetype, and it's a lot less cringe than like Boros Energy, in my opinion. But the problem is the failure rate. the failure rate gets you. Maybe I kept a few hands that I shouldn't have. I probably should have mulliganed a lot harder, but as I said, I really hate mulliganing. But yeah, this is the deck. Any questions on this deck, please fire in the comments. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Battlechads, Chad Magic, and therefore Battlechads is sponsored by UltraPRO, so go check them out. We've been supplied with the Apex sleeves, and they are absolutely fantastic. I've smashed my Goryo's Vengeance deck in the still on the Apex sleeves, and the sleeves are like fantastic. They actually have held up perfectly all this time. So yeah, check out that product. Thanks for your support. Thanks for watching, and check out the podcast Battle Chads over on YouTube and Spotify, and yeah, get involved with the Chad Magic community. Cheers, guys.